Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Paul's Halls. My name is Paul, and this is my hall. This is the Selbyville Public Library's unboxing of books that we get for our patrons, for you. Yes, you. Make sure you place a hold on any of the books that sound great to you. Today we have about 18 adult books, but before we get to those books, we're going to talk about what's happening at the library in the next few weeks. There's always some program happening. The best way to find out what's happening at the library is going to our website, selbyvillelibrary.org, and clicking on the event calendar. Also, please follow us on Facebook, where we post a lot of our information as well. You're probably watching this on Facebook right now, but just in case you're watching it on YouTube or on the website, make sure you like us on Facebook. Just a reminder, the first phase of the brick purchases at the new library, where you have an engraved brick, they will end on May the 10th. So make sure you get your brick ordered and what you want it to say, and make sure you get that done before May the 10th. Monday, May 6th, I have a computer class at 1:30. I have computer class twice a month usually. The next 4 computer classes for May and June, I'm going to be focusing on iPads and iPhones. So if you have an iPhone, you're more than welcome to come to the class and learn about your iPhone. We have a Mother's Day tea party Saturday, May 11th at 11. And then we have a Vietnam mailbag history program on May the 14th. That's a Tuesday at 2 p.m. So some great programs are in the future. So we have some great programs coming up in the future. Also, the summer's just around the corner, and we'll have some amazing programs for all ages. So make sure you stop by the library, make sure you go on the event calendar and see what is going on. Okay, let's get to the books and see what books we got today. All right, I am going to start with the large print. The first large print book we have is A Calamity of Souls by David Baldacci. We also got this in regular print. This is a courtroom thriller from Baldacci, and it's set in 1968 in Southern Virginia, where Jerome Washington is charged with the killing of an elderly and wealthy white couple. Jack Lee is a white lawyer from Virginia who hasn't done a lot to push back on racism, but he decides to defend Jerome even though the odds are stacked against him. Joined by a black woman who is a lawyer from Chicago named Desiree Du Bois, the two seek what was once impossible, a chance for a fair trial and true justice. That is A Calamity of Souls from David Baldacci. Next, we have a new book from James Patterson and Candace Fox. This one is called The Murder Inn. Former Detective Bill Robinson welcomes all people to his inn in Gloucester, Massachusetts, even those who don't want to be found or who are in trouble. 2 new people show up to stay, but they cause unease with the other residents, and soon someone starts surveilling the inn because of these 2 people visiting. Next, it turns into a series of attacks, and Robinson must defend his inn, his town, his chosen family, and his home. This is The Murder Inn from Patterson and Fox. Next, we have The Mystery Guest. This is a sequel to The Maid, and we already got this a few weeks ago in regular print. And once again, this follows The Maid, Molly Gray, at the Regency Grand Hotel, and she is investigating the murder of a well-renowned mystery author named J.D. Grimthorpe. So if you liked The Maid from Nita Prose, you'll like The Mystery Guest from Nita Prose as well. And the last large print book is from Lisa Gardner. It's called Still See You Everywhere. and is a thriller starring Frankie Elkin as she locates the missing sister of a woman who is on death row. And now for some books that I cataloged last week that we got, but I did not film. The first one is called Icebreaker. Anastasia is a figure skater on the University of California figure skating team. Nate is the captain of the hockey team at that university. They both have to share the ice with each other, but when Anastasia's partner gets hurt, she turns to Nate, this hockey player, to be her new partner, even though they, butt heads. But soon, they share more than skating, they share feelings. And then the next story in that world, in that Maple Hills world, is called Wildfire. This time between Russ and Aurora, who had a one-night stand at the end of the semester. Now they both find themselves at the same summer camp as camp counselors, but there is a very strict no staff fraternizing rule. Russ likes to follow the rules, but Aurora is a rule breaker. Can they survive the summer working together without falling for each other? Next, we have It Had to Be You. Two identical twin siblings both think the other committed the ultimate crime, murdering their parents. Now, many years later, they are estranged from each other, but with the help of a true crime documentarian, they are ready to finally find the real truth. Next, we have The Husbands. This sounds hilarious. Lauren returns home one evening to find a husband in a past she doesn't remember having. There are pictures, and everyone around them, their friends, all remember their marriage except for her. When her husband goes to the attic to change a light bulb, a new husband comes down. This husband also remembers a life with Lauren, and everyone remembers them being together as well. So when changing partners is as easy as sending your husband to the attic to change a light bulb, what will Lauren do? And what will she learn about true love? All right, the next book we have is from Sally Hepworth. She wrote The Soulmate, and this one is called Darling Girls, Darling Girls. Jessica, Nora, and Alicia are all foster girls who were raised by Miss Fairchild. It was an idyllic farming estate, but Miss Fairchild, she kept a tight ship, and you did not want to cross her. One night, in a moment of desperation, all three girls run away. But Miss Fairchild is always on their minds. Many years later, under that farm, a body is discovered, and the three foster sisters find themselves thrust in the spotlight. Are they key witnesses, or are they the prime suspects? This one's called Darling Girls from Sally Hepworth. And here are the regular print editions of The Murder Inn and A Calamity of Souls. It is almost summer, so that means there is a new Emily Henry book. This one is called Funny Story. Funny Story. Daphne and fiance Peter seemingly had the perfect relationship with the best story about how they met. However, Peter wakes up one day and realizes that he has been in love with his childhood best friend, Petra, the whole time. That's not fun. Now, Daphne becomes a children's librarian in Waning Bay, Michigan. And she needs a roommate because, as everyone knows, librarians don't make a lot of money. Her roommate ends up being Petra's ex, Miles. Okay, so now Daphne and Miles create this plan to make both of their exes jealous by pretending to be together. But there's no way that Daphne can fall for her ex's fiance's new fiance's ex, right? It's called Funny Story from Emily Henry. Next, we have Extinction from Douglas Preston. Douglas Preston channels his inner Michael Crichton in this new thriller set at a resort called Erebus that have brought back to life woolly mammoths, Irish elk, giant sloths, and more. But when a billionaire's son and wife gets kidnapped and murdered, they have to call in the Colorado Bureau of Investigation agent Francis Cash and also the county sheriff James Colcord to find out what actually happened. As the killings mount, they are confronted by an ancient, intelligent, and malevolent presence bent on extinction. Very cool. Next, we have The Cemetery of Untold Stories from Julia Alvarez. This is a literary novel about a woman who tries to bury her untold stories, literally on a small plot of land in the Dominican Republic. But her characters want their story to be told. They're tired of being silenced. This book explores the theme of whose stories get told and whose stories get buried. This is from Julia Alvarez, The Cemetery of Untold Stories. Next, we have Lost Birds. This one is from Anne Hillerman. Hillerman is back with another Leaphorn, Chi, and Manolito novel. This Western mystery explores the complex issues of adoption of indigenous children by non-native parents, as Joe Leaphorn is trying to decipher the mystery of a woman looking for her native birth parents. Also, a mysterious call and explosion happens that sends Leaphorn, Che, and Manolito on the hunt for a murderer. This is a book where everything doesn't seem connected until the very end. If you like Westerns, and also there's a new series on AMC called Dark Winds that this whole series is based off of. Next, we have the book that has taken the literary world by storm right now. It is called James from Percival Everett. This is a brilliant reimagining of the adventures of Huckleberry Finn, told from the perspective of Jim as he journeys down the Mississippi River with Huckleberry Finn. This novel radically illuminates Jim's agency, intelligence, and compassion in a novel that is sure to be talked about for years to come. That is James from Percival Everett. The next book is from Abby Jimenez. This is Just for the Summer. Emma feels cursed. Every man she dates finds true love after they dump Emma. Justin seems to be in the exact same situation. So the two of them come up with this idea. Okay, let's date for the summer, and then we'll break up, and then we'll both find the people we're supposed to be with. But, you know, when you have this fake dating thing, a lot of times you start catching feelings with the other person. The only problem is that life is messy, and sometimes love takes a back seat to life. This is Just for the Summer from Abby Jimenez. And the last book for today is a nonfiction book. It is called Through the Storm from Joni Lamb. Joni Lamb is the co-founder of the Daystar television network, and she tells her story about the storms and conflicts she had to overcome in her life with the help of God. So those are all the books for today. We have a lot of amazing adult books today. Some sound so good. Please put them on hold, stop by the library and check out some books. And remember, the best way to support your local library is to use your local library. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.